Yeah, this picture does not look good. I'm feeling very bad.
What are you talking about? What picture is this?
These filters are not looking good. It is making me look so bad in the picture.
Filters? Why do you need for pictures? What are you talking about?
Oh, please, do not disturb me. I'm trying to edit my pictures and see in which picture do I look good.
Fine. I'm really not understanding what are you trying to do and what are you trying to say?
Hey, the filters in the Instagram is not making my face look good. That is why I'm trying other option.
Is that all? For this, you have been cribbing like this from such a long time.
Of course, what do you mean by cribbing? I need to look good in every picture of mine in Instagram, and I need more likes than my friend.
How does that matter to you?
Ha, you don't know. It does matter. Instagram is like a big thing now. People talk about you a lot here, and people even think about you the way you present.
Okay, I don't see you need to get bothered about this small thing early this morning. Please go brush your teeth.
Yes, I shall go. Give me some time.
It is late. You can do this later while traveling as well.
No. This is the right time everyone will wake up and check their messages or pictures.
So, how does it matter?
It does. I want people to see my picture.
Come on, they can see you in real. Please go meet them once in a while. They might feel happy.
Oh, you don't know. They are very busy always. They are not free to meet often.
Come on. Then what is the point in seeing the pictures? Don't you feel it's all fake?
It is not fake. It is real time.
No, I mean editing pictures, wanting to show the whole lot of people out there online. Don't you think this is all too much?
Well, brushing, clicking a selfie,
What are you doing?
brushing tooth and speaking nothing.
You're clicking pics while you're brushing? Are you serious? This is not good. Who wants to see your dirty tooth now?
I'm just updating as a status, not posting it.
What is that now?
See, it's like putting up pictures what you are doing. These does not appear on the timeline unless you want it to. If I post the pictures, then it will be there on the timeline.
Great. So what is next? When you go to shower and you click pictures?
I will see if I can do that. It is so cool. Why are you questioning me in everything?
I'm not questioning you. I'm looking at the way you are hooked onto the phone instead of having a peaceful morning.
I am having a peaceful morning. Who said I'm not having a peaceful morning?
It disturbs your mind. What are you trying to do is very stressing job for you. You're just not realizing it.
Oh, please explain.
See, early morning you have stress that you have to upload a picture on Instagram. Otherwise, you will not be noticed. That itself is a mental pressure. Why are you not trying to understand? This mental pressure will now make you keep looking at the app again and again and see who all have liked the picture and who all want to see you. This is very psychological.
I don't feel it's very stressful.
You don't feel it because you are used to it. It is affecting you internally and you are going on the app. Did you see that you did not talk to your dogs in the morning? Did you see that you did not bother to wish us a good morning? But you wished the whole public good morning with a picture on your bed. Did you see? You did not even fold your mattress after you woke up. So many things you did not do at all. You just wanted the whole world to see your picture. That is a stress that you're having.
Ha, I did talk to the dog. Come on, do not scare me. Is the same thing every day?
Of course, it is the same thing every day and no one of us have questioned you like this. Today, we are asking you.
Okay, what should I do now? You asked me to delete everything?
I'm not asking you, nor forcing you to do anything. I'm asking you to see yourself before others see you in the pictures.
Okay, I shall do that. But why it is wrong?
It is not wrong. What we are trying to tell you is this is not the right time for it. Everything has a time and you need to see what is important. You are losing out on your reading skills, speaking skills. It's all become one-word replies now. This is wrong. If this keeps going on, you might be called an addict, a social media addict. And we need to end up treating you and undergo a detox. Why do you want to go till that extent?
I cannot do this at my workplace, so I do it here.
Your justification is fine, but this will end up blocking your mind and you will get into this habit too much if you continue to do that. What you should do is Dedicate your timings and utilize your timings. Social media is something which is good, and also too much of it is too bad.
Come on, whatever. Let me look into it. Now, let me go have a bath now.
What's your take on current political situation?
The current political scenario is a long debatable one. The politics is getting too murkier every day. Every day we have one or the other things. Recently, after our president was elected, it has been a drastic change in the Rajya Sabha.
Rajya Sabha? How does Rajya Sabha get affected by this?
It does. Now the fresh elections are happening at the Rajya Sabha, and this is the chance for the opposition to take the lead. The key person will fight for it because they need to be there and plan their party's goals.
If they have to plan their party's role, they should talk with the party members, right?
You're right. But any bill to pass, both the houses are necessary. Since the Lok Sabha is a majority of the ruling government, the opposition will try to come in big in the Rajya Sabha so that they can take the lead.
Oh, then why a political turmoil?
Political turmoil has always been there. When has it stopped since independence? Just that one member from the opposition did not get the seats, and that is why they are doing this.
Do you think media plays an important role in this?
Definitely, media should show what is right and wrong. Media is the one which will follow its ethics and laws, and they should give justice to the readers.
But why will they need people to decide?
You see, anything that happens here need to be discussed, and it is the true duty of the media to keep the people informed by following all the ethics and policies as we have studied in our chapters.
Oh yes, we have studied about the media law. I am aware of it.
Yes, we are focusing on that, and there are more things to discuss.
Social networking sites, SNS, are virtual communities where users can create individual public profiles, interact with real-life friends, and meet other people based on shared interests. SNS usage patterns from both consumer research and empirical research indicate that overall, regular SNS use has increased substantially over the last few years. SNS are predominantly used for social purposes, mostly related to the maintenance of established offline networks, relative to individual ones. However, recent evidence suggests that individuals may feel compelled to maintain their online social networks in a way that may, in some circumstances, lead to using SNS excessively. In many areas of behavioral addiction, there has been debate about whether some excessive behaviors should even be considered as genuine addictions. Example, video game playing, internet use, sex, exercise, etc. And the same debate holds for addiction to social networking. Griffiths has operationally defined addictive behavior as any behavior that features what he believes are the 6 core components of addiction. That is, salience, mood modification, tolerance, withdrawal symptoms, conflict, and relapse. He also argues that any behavior, example social networking, that fulfills these 6 criteria can be operationally defined as an addiction. Researchers have suggested that the excessive use of new technologies, and especially online social networking, may be particularly problematic to young people. In accordance with the Biopsychosocial framework for the etiology of addictions and the syndrome model of addiction, it is claimed that those people addicted to using SNSs experience symptoms similar to those experienced by individuals who suffer from addictions to substances or other behaviors. This has significant implications for clinical practice because, unlike other addictions, the goal of SNS addiction treatment cannot be total abstinence from using the internet per se. It is an integral element of today's professional and leisure culture. Instead, the ultimate therapy aim is controlled use of the internet and its respective functions, particularly social networking applications, and relapse prevention using strategies developed within cognitive behavioral therapies. To explain the formation of SNS addiction, Turrell and Serenko recently summarized three overarching theoretical perspectives that may not be mutually exclusive. Cognitive behavioral model. This model emphasizes that abnormal social networking arises from maladaptive cognitions and is amplified by various environmental factors and eventually leads to compulsive and or addictive social networking. This model emphasizes that abnormal social networking arises because people lack self-presentational skills and prefer virtual communication to face-to-face interactions, and it eventually leads to compulsive and or addictive use of social networking. This model emphasizes that abnormal social networking arises due to the expectation of positive outcomes, combined with internet self-efficacy and deficient internet self-regulation, eventually leads to compulsive and or addictive social networking behavior. Based on these three models, Zhu and Tan suggest that the transition from normal to problematic social networking use occurs when social networking is viewed by the individual as an important or even exclusive mechanism to relieve stress, loneliness, or depression. They contend that those who frequently engage in social networking are poor at socializing in real life. For these people, social media use provides such people continuous rewards, examples self-efficacy, satisfaction, and they end up engaging in the activity more and more, eventually leading to many problems. Example, ignoring real-life relationships, work educational conflicts, etc. The resulting problems may then exacerbate individuals' undesirable moods. This then leads such individuals to engage in the social networking behavior even more as a way of relieving diasporic mood states. Consequently, when social networking users repeat this cyclical pattern of relieving undesirable moods with social media use, the level of psychological dependency on social networking increases. A behavioral addiction such as SNS addiction may thus be seen from a biopsychosocial perspective. Just like substance-related addictions, it would appear that in some individuals, SNS addiction incorporates the experience of the classic addiction symptoms, namely mood satisfaction. That is, engagement in SNS leads to a favorable change in emotional states, salience, that is, behavioral, cognitive, and emotional preoccupation with the SNS usage, tolerance, ever-increasing use of SNS over time, withdrawal symptoms, that is, experiencing unpleasant physical and emotional symptoms when SNS use is restricted or stopped. Conflict, that is, interpersonal and intra-psychic problems ensue because of SNS usage. And relapse, that is, addiction, quickly revert back to their excessive SNS usage after an abstinence period. It is generally accepted that a combination of biological, psychological, and social factors contributes to the etiology of addictions that may also hold true for SNS addiction. From this, it follows that SNS addiction shares a common underlying etiological framework with other substance-related and behavioral addictions. However, due to the fact that the engagement in SNS is different in terms of the actual expression of internet addiction, that is pathological use of SNS rather than other internet applications, the phenomenon may be worthy of individual consideration, particularly when considering the potentially detrimental effects of both substance-related and behavioral addictions on individuals who experience a variety of negative consequences because of their addiction. Research into social networking addiction has been relatively sparse. According to a recent review, the 20 or so empirical studies examining SNS addiction fall into one of four types: self-perception studies of social networking addiction, 2 studies of social networking addiction utilizing a social networking addiction scale, 3. Studies examining the relationship between social networking and other online addictions. And 4. Studies examining social networking addictions and interpersonal relationships. The review noted that all the studies suffered from a variety of methodological limitations. Many of these studies attempted to assess SNS addiction, but mere assessment of addiction tendencies does not suffice to demarcate real pathology. Most of the study samples were generally small, specific, self-selected, convenient, and skewed with regards to young adults and female gender. This may have led to the very high addiction prevalence rates, up to 34%, reported in some studies, as individuals from these socio-demographic groups are likely to be more heavy social networking users. Consequently, empirical studies need to ensure that they are assessing addiction rather than excessive use and/or preoccupation. Griffiths recently noted that for many researchers, Facebook addiction has become almost synonymous with social networking addiction. However, Facebook is just one of many websites where social networking can take place. Most of the scales that have been developed have specifically examined excessive Facebook use, such as the Bergin Facebook Addiction Scale, the Facebook Addiction Scale, and the Facebook Intrusion Questionnaire, that is, addiction to one particular commercial company's service, that is Facebook or Instagram, rather than the whole activity itself, that is social networking. The real issue here concerns what people are actually addicted to and what the new Facebook or Instagram addiction tools are measuring. For instance, Facebook users can play games like Farmvilla, can gamble on games like poker, can watch videos and films, and can engage in activities such as swapping photos or constantly updating their profile and or messaging friends on the minute of their life. Therefore, Facebook addiction is not synonymous with social networking addiction. They are two fundamentally different things, as Facebook has become a specific website where many different online activities can take place and may serve different purposes to various users. What this suggests is that field needs a psychometrical validated scale that specifically assesses social networking addiction rather than Facebook use. In the aforementioned scales, social networking as an activity is not mentioned. Therefore, the scale does not differentiate between someone potentially addicted to Farmvilla or someone potentially addicted to constantly messaging Facebook friends. Whether social networking addiction exists is debatable depending upon the definition of addiction used. But there is clearly emerging evidence that a minority of social networking users experience addiction-like symptoms as a consequence of their excessive use. Studies endorsing only a few potential addiction criteria are not sufficient for establishing clinically significant addiction status. Similarly, significant impairment and negative consequences that discriminate addiction from mere abuse have, to date, generally not been assessed in published studies. Thus, future studies have great potential in addressing the emergent phenomena of SNS addiction by means of applying better methodological designs, including more representative samples, and using more reliable and valid addiction scales so that current gaps in empirical knowledge can be filled.